So good morning and welcome to a super snowy Alpe d'Huez. Bright and early here just now. This behind me is actually the top of the 21 Bends, the famous climb of Alpe d'Huez. As you can see, we're out before they've properly cleared the roads. You can give the dogs a little bit of exercise before dropping at a friend's house and then continuing somewhere up there behind us. With the aim of getting to the top somewhere around sunrise and getting the first couple of laps in what looks like just under half a metre of snow that we've had over the last 24 hours or so.
Oh, poor thing.
So a couple of top tips as we're walking up just now, things to make it a little bit easier, a little bit smoother, probably a little bit less effort as well as we start to climb. The first one's just about the route that we pick. Now up behind us here, that's where we're aiming to the top of, the lift that's not open just up there. And we could go straight up the face in front of us. That's one option that we could do. Would involve walking up somewhere a bit steeper, quite a few kick turns along the way, and generally a lot of effort. Or what we've decided to do is basically go around the side. We're aiming for a long, shallow, easy ascent, hopefully without really losing breath too much. You can probably hear me just now. It's not as easy as walking across the flat for sure, but the aim is to have talking pace, let's say, the whole way up. It's not a sprint, it's not a race. We're doing this because we want to have a pretty cracking ski down, and with 30 or 40 centimetres of snow, that's exactly what's going to happen. So we're aiming for a talking pace the whole way up, keeping us nice together. We're in the middle of nowhere, there's nothing more like being a bit sociable, eh boys?
Oh yeah, screaming.
Next thing about walking up is, if you have an opportunity to, use the tracks of someone else. Up ahead of us just now, we're early, like this is 8 o'clock in the morning, because it's the first real day of snow. There's not many people around. So if you can, use someone else's skinning tracks to get you up there. It's so much easier. And that means the other guys behind us following the little line you can see there, and it just makes it a bit nicer and easier. So another quick tip as you're starting to get into your ski touring then, is you've probably heard or maybe you've seen around the place kick turns, when you see people zigzagging up the steeps. Now, kick turns are useful, and at points kick turns are essential. However, for us as, let's say, beginner ski touring and just getting into it, we don't need to kick turn. In fact, let's do almost everything we can to avoid it. I've got an example just here. I don't actually need to do much here. This is just an example to show you, but we could zigzag up the steep bit just here. The worry is it's quite a tricky manoeuvre, kicking that ski over, risking falling over, losing your balance, and using tons of energy. What's a lot easier is this. Almost like a duck step when you're a beginner learning to walk up the hill, opening the tips up at the front. Loads of small little movements. If you can, and we're in really soft snow like you can see just now, and we've just got the skis flat. If it's a little bit steeper or a little bit firmer, you might start to use the edges of the skis just a little bit. But it's not a huge swinging kick turn, it's a very small stepping round, hold for some balance, reset in the new direction, and start walking once again. So that's it. If you're just getting into ski touring and just starting to get started, avoid kick turns where you can, and just do a little duck step and start walking around from there. Yeah, so from went on a little practice tour 2 days ago. The snow was pretty hard packed, let's say, and I think that's being generous. It was firm to ice to noisy, to the odd little sprinkling of something a bit nicer. We're now hiked up, took us about an hour or so, no, an hour and a half I think to get to Pointers now. From what usually would be an 8-minute lap up that chairlift just over there and straight down this main face is less than 8 minutes actually per lap. It'll take us an hour and a half hike up. We're going to take our time on the way down now, a few little stops and chat away. The annoying thing is about 10 minutes before we got here, the cannon pumped on. So you can probably hear the noise in the background. So we're going to go cut through the cannon spray to hopefully find a nicer snow, which will be a little bit further to the left as we begin. So, this way. Someone just ahead of us has had the same thought. See some cracks through there. Just hide the camera as you come through the spray. Just before we started our descent, we all did the checks. We made sure that our skis were back into ski mode and the boots were tightened up once again. So many good runs have been lost by a turn or two in and our boots being soft. Right then, first powder turns of the season. Woohoo! It looks shallow, but I know this piece quite well. It's going to be grass underneath, a slim chance of hitting rocks. It's a slow, steady ski, but it's good to be in something a bit deeper. Yeah.
Well, not quite as deep as you hope.
No, we could definitely feel the floor, can't you?
Yeah.
Justin's going goggle up at the moment. Whoop. Definitely harder for Justin having his shoes and his poles hanging off the bag like that. Woo-hoo. Feeling all right?
Yeah.
It's good, isn't it?
So nice.
Yeah, we can definitely feel the base, but because it's grass, it doesn't really matter. Albeit frozen grass. I like that bit I felt just then. Oh, so good. Worth every step to get this on the way down.
That's a lot more fun.
Yeah. That's the steeper bit of the pitch done just there. From here it's like a cruisy, rolly, woo-hoo-hoo. Very shallow, nice and easy pitch. You just want to roll through. Keep going, keep going. Ben being the gentleman there and taking Justin's poles. It's one of those things for snowboarding, it's much easier with the right gear. Split board and retractable poles make things way easier. But snowshoes and sticks will still get you up there, of course. It's just a bit more awkward on the way down.
No, that's a lot nicer. You can't feel anything.
Great, huh?
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, guys, I just got stuck. They're too small. Final little bit here. Very gentle cruising turns. This is always my favourite warm-up lap of every day. This is like the main route in the centre of town. The signals being the lift, the piste, and the name of the restaurant at the top. And over to my right, the signal Stad, where a lot of the races happen throughout the season.
Horrible slide.
Pretty good, right?
That last bit was so smooth. Yeah, so smooth.
Worth the walk up?
It was.
Yeah.
It was. You know, I'd quite like to do these in walk up.